Hey, everybody, and happy Friday to you. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what you'll be working on over the weekend to help you prepare for Monday's assignment. So, as you know, we have been reading and writing about texts that have to do with writing and focus, many of them, on student writing. However, we have not actually heard from the students themselves, and this is where you come in. I am asking you to write a response to an idea in one of the texts that we've been working with. May I point out that there is a text here that you might have missed called ChatGPT Threatens Language Diversity. I didn't ask you to write a response to this text, but please know you can incorporate it in your conversation if you want. So, you may notice that in this module, I have a number of kind of online handouts about elements of the essay that I would like you to try to include if you are, in fact, interested in writing an essay for this response. So, you can read about the thesis statement and what a thesis statement might look like in an essay like the one you're working on. You can, of course, read about introductions and conclusions. And then before you get started working on a draft of your upcoming Project 2 essay, you might spend some time reflecting on Project 1 and thinking about what you did well there. So, on Monday, I'm going to be asking you to write something I can respond to. I put it that way because if you are not ready to uh, create a full draft of the essay you're working on, it's possible you might just want to submit a working thesis statement and working introduction and maybe an outline. That's fine. It's possible you'll just want to ask me some questions about what you're thinking about. That's fine. A couple of things I want to emphasize, maybe three things I want to emphasize. First, consider this. You can take on this essay in whatever sort of mode or stance you'd like. So, for instance, you might feel very strongly about a particular issue that was brought up in one of the texts that we've read. If that's the case, then you might decide to write a persuasive essay in response to another person's text. For instance, the way that Vershawn Ashanti Young responded to Stanley Fish. You might find that some of the ideas, specifically the idea you're going to refer to in your essay, is something that makes you more reflective. Perhaps you came across an idea you've never really thought about before, and you'd like to explore that idea in your essay. Please feel free to take that stance as well. Uh, when you do so, think about the fact that whether you're writing a reflective essay or a persuasive essay, you'll still be asked to look for supporting evidence or illustrative evidence, evidence that seems to support the first idea that you have, and then complicating evidence as well. If you are writing a persuasive essay, you'll look at what Gerald Graff and Kathy Bergenstein call naysayers, right? You'll be looking at opposing arguments to your idea and addressing them. If you were writing a reflexive essay, I would call that looking more at complicating evidence, evidence that causes you to think a little bit deeper and question your original stance. So here's the list of texts that you can choose to respond to. And if you feel like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff to look at, I'm not really sure what it is in one of these texts that I want to respond to, you can go back to discussion 12. And in discussion 12, I have a link to a page that just has a whole bunch of excerpts from these texts here that I thought were sort of fascinating or interesting or puzzling or significant. So if you want to respond to one of those excerpts, you can, or, just please also feel free to respond to the idea you are most interested in. Okay, so there's that. Second thing I want to tell you is to remind you, as perhaps I have done before, that I would like for you to include as a significant element of your essay your own personal experiences and knowledge. As you, I'm sure, know, I have read the texts that you're working with a lot. I've read them many times. I know what those authors are saying. What I'm interested in is what you are saying. And please remember, you're a student. You are a student in a first year writing class. You are the person that many of these authors have been writing about. So your voice is really important, and so are your ideas and your experiences. And finally, third thing, uh, I am not very interested in what ChatGPT or another AI finds in the text that we're looking at to be a significant connection or tension. I'm interested in what you are finding when you're looking at these texts and looking for interesting connections or tensions or ideas that just surprise you, puzzle you, intrigue you, etc. I have a pretty specific AI policy in the syllabus, and I clarified it last weekend because I wanted to make it very specific for our class. So if you take a look at the syllabus, you'll see down here how I'm asking you to work with AI writing tools. So if you do use something like ChatGPT for, especially for this essay, what I'd like you to do is include that information in two places. I would like you to let me know in a preface, so in a separate page before your essay, how you used ChatGPT or any other AI chatbots in your work. And I give you an example of what that might look like. And I also want you to include it in the text. So just as you might use a sort of signal phrase when you are quoting a particular author. So if you were saying, in his article, Should Writers Use Their Own English? Dr. Vershana Shanti Young claims we should be code meshing. That's a paraphrase, but if you wanted to quote him, that's what you would have done. I would like you to make obvious your use of ChatGPT in a similar way. So you might be writing about naysayers or an opposing argument to whatever it is you're arguing in your essay. If, for instance, you thought of one on your own and then you checked ChatGPT to see if there were any other arguments that might challenge yours, I want you to make that clear in your essay. So, for instance, you would write another argument that I hadn't considered until I used ChatGPT to find out or discover naysayers to my claim is X. So I'm what I'm trying to get you to do is if you use ChatGPT or another AI, I want you to make it very clear in your essay and just refer to it readily within your text. So you are going to be submitting a draft or an outline or a working thesis statement or whatever it is that you feel would get me to give you the best feedback. You'll be submitting that on Monday night. I'm going to spend the week giving you feedback on that, and your final draft of your essay will not be due until not this coming Monday, but the next. So we'll have office hours. Check below for the time. And so please stop by and talk to me if you have questions. And otherwise, have a great weekend. Thanks. Bye.